Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Lena. Welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to do a tag. I've been tagged lately in a lot of things, but I'm a mess at doing tags. But today I feel like doing one. So we're going to do the Quickfire Fantasy Tag. I was tagged by Max at Max Reads. He has a pretty similar taste to me. So if you like the reviews that you usually see here, you're probably going to love his channel. And I will also leave the original creator down below. But yeah, let's just get started. So the first question is a 5-star book. You know what? I'm going to try and choose something that I don't talk that much about, you know? Let's talk about The Crimson Campaign by Brian Mclean. This is book 2 in the Powder Mage trilogy, which is an all-time favorite of this channel. I love military fantasy in general, gunpowder fantasy, but dude, this trilogy I adore. I'm so in the need for another series by this author. Like, please give me it. It's basically about following a different group of characters after they kind of participated in a coup, and they are basically took down the king, and now they are trying to install a republic. I love it. It has a huge part of like political intrigue, but also extreme like action-packed sequences. I love this series. Book 2 is my favorite. Oh, I cried a lot with book 3 actually. One of my favorite characters died and I was just like, no. But yeah, I love this series. I highly recommend it actually. If you like military fantasy, court intrigue and such. Also detective stories, because we have a detective here too. It's amazing. And because I couldn't just choose one, I'm also going to talk about Dreams of the Dying by Nicolas Liso. I know I technically didn't give this one 5 stars, but with time I decided to render it up. I gave it 4.75. But dude, this book is amazing. This is dark fantasy. Basically, you're going to follow Jasper Dalbarek, and he is asked to come to this island empire to help this great merchant because he hasn't woken up. And man, the world of nightmares here, the magic, amazing. Highly recommend this one. Also, is damn gorgeous. Look at it. Question number 2, a book you're always going to recommend. I was going to choose The Sword of Kagan, but you know what? I think this book, I actually haven't found anyone that doesn't like it. But this is Jade City by Fondalee. This is an ancient-inspired fantasy, mostly urban fantasy. I love this series. I'm about to start Jade Legacy, which is the final book in this trilogy. I'm not prepared. Apparently there's a lot of suffering going on. But yeah, I haven't heard from anyone that this book is bad. Like, everyone who has read this is just like, yes, this book is fantastic. Even though if they don't love it, they're just like, yes, it's great. So yeah, you're basically going to follow this family, and they are, you're basically going to follow this clan, and they are kind of at war with this other one, the Mountain Clan, and they're basically fighting over control of this city in this island. So yeah, it's pretty gangstery also. I love it. If you love trying to figure out what, you know, the intricacies of managing like a business, a mafia, that sort of thing, I think you're going to love this. Question number 3, own but not read. Okay, just let me grab a few. So for example, I really want to read the Tensorent series by Neon Young. I've been really like digging this series lately. I almost started it like twice this month, but I'm just like, okay, I have already, like I have enough in my plate this month just to read this. But yeah, I love this edition. It's fucking gorgeous. It's basically a bind up of the first 4? Yes. The Black Ties of Heaven, the Red Threads of Fortune, the Descent of Monster, and the Ascent to Godhood. I'm extremely excited to read this one, like you cannot even imagine. Then also we read The Storm by David Madsen. I don't know why, but since I've heard that this book was becoming traditionally published, this used to be self-published, I don't know, I was really into the idea of this, but I don't know, I just really want to read it. Apparently it's also Asian inspired, which I had no idea. I thought like it was just your regular European fantasy, but apparently not. So yeah, that made me more excited. So yeah, I really want to read this one. If you have read it, please just let me know. I've been like having a feeling lately. Also, I really need to read it. This is Ray Bearer by Jordan Ifueko. This is one of my friend Sophia's favorite like series. So she's basically rave about it on her channel. So I grabbed it and I still haven't read it because I'm a mess, but I do really want to. Like I'm slowly gravitating towards it. Like, yes, I haven't started it this month because I didn't want to start like a new series this month, but in January, it's happening. Let me tell you, it's happening. Then question number 5, In Another World. So this is basically a fantasy book that is set in another world. For this, I have like a few options, but I'm going to start with Upon a Burning Throne by Ashok Bunker. Basically, this is a Hindu-inspired fantasy. It is just so good. If you like, you know, demons and gods and demigods just roaming around the entire story, you're going to love this. Basically, the leader of the burnt empire just passed away, and the princess Ari and Shvet have to pass this test in order to become like the heirs. And the thing is, one of them is blind, the other one is albino. It's really complicated. There's a lot of things going on, but once they pass the test, they discover this a girl that's coming on basically to reclaim power, and she is the daughter of a demon. There's so much going on here. So yeah, I love this one. Highly recommend that you try it. Extremely underrated fantasy series. Then, because I'm currently reading it, The Chronicles of the Anaheim Throne by Brian Stevley. I think this was a very loved series when it came out, but since then I have actually never heard anyone talk about it. But I'm currently reading the 3rd book, and you know what? This is a great, like, also kind of the emperor is dead, and now his 3 heirs have to find out what the hell happened and if he was actually murdered or if he died of natural causes. We're going to follow Caden, who is the actual heir and has been training his whole life in a monastery. We have Balin, who is becoming like this elite warrior, and we have Adair, who has been living with her father the entire time, and she is very versed in politics and everything that is going on inside the empire. It's great. I recommend this series if you just like fantasy in general. By the way, this is so deceiving. This is an actually 600 and plus pages book, and I didn't realize that when I started reading it. It's just like, why? Then the last question is Back on Earth, meaning a fantasy set on our world. So for this, I'm going to start with The Ghost Bride by Yangtze, which I read this year and I really loved it. I actually just bought this one along with 2 of my friends for a 3rd one for his birthday. But yeah, basically in this one you're going to follow Lena, and she is married off to the ghost of the child of this very wealthy family. He basically died. He used to be a jerk, and this is apparently a ritual that was used to calm like vengeful spirits, like in order for them to not become like violent and such and to rest in peace. It's just a super cool premise. And also you're going to explore like the Chinese underworld. It's just super cool. In general, super engaging. You're going to fly through this. I loved it. The ending was one of my favorite parts, actually, now that I thought about it a little bit more. But yeah, super cool. Don't get like deceived by this cover. It looks very cheesy, but no, it's actually a great book and I highly recommend it. Then another one, The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin. This is such a weird book. Extremely recommend that you don't listen to the audiobook if you're trying to fall asleep, but because it has like different noises. It scared the shit out of me like so many times. But this is very weird. Basically, huge cities have like this representation, like in a mortal shell. It's very weird where someone is trying to destroy them. It's just such a weird premise. But this book was so good. Probably my favorite N.K. Jemisin book for now. But yeah, I really liked it and I highly recommend it. It's weird, you know, it's weird, but I really liked it. So that's basically going to be all. What will be your answers to this question? Is there a book, like a fantasy book, that you always recommend? You're just like, yeah, this never misses. In that case, please just let me know down in the comments below. But as always, I will see you in the next one. Bye.